Welcome, this is Rolf Versluis, Block Ops. It is our bi-weekly Zencash community update on February 21st. Got a lot of exciting things going on, and we're going to have Rob go through, and he's back temporarily from traveling around the world and in a place with good internet connection, so we're all happy about that. We got a bunch of different updates on big picture, accomplishments, software development, marketing, and our community leads from all around the world. Rob, all you.
Thanks, Rolf. Yeah, it feels really good to be back with pretty awesome internet here. So happy Lunar New Year to everyone from the Zencash team. I like the graphics that Lucy's been putting together for the Chinese New Year. So the first thing we have, as always, we like to highlight our community members with some honorable mentions here. This live stream, we have Nora Arendt, which he did an awesome thing for us, where if you guys have been tracking our hash rates distributed across mining pools, you would probably notice that we had quite a bit of concentration. So it's just really cool that guys like him went out there and he just set up a free mining pool to help diversify hash rate. So that's really cool. And we also have Sydney Bout. So Sydney is AKA the piggy bank on our forums. He's a marketing student who loves the project and has been putting together some cool infographics and social media banners. So guys, thank you very much. As always, we love the community participation. And if you notice people going above and beyond, please contact ZenCheck on Discord. Okay, cool. So just diving right into the updates, we're going to try to streamline these live streams and make them go as efficiently as possible. So the first thing we have up here is a really cool announcement that Zencash and BitCo have signed an agreement. And so BitCo, they're an ATM or cryptocurrency ATM operator in South America. We met these guys in Colombia when we were at the LaBitConf in December, and just great guys, and they're really interested in the project and working with us. So we've just finalized that deal, and we're going to have Zen and our first Zen ATMs operating in Latin America. So that's really cool news. And they also provide investor services, so it's really good to just have our partnerships developing in the region. So the plan there is to try to get the Zen ATMs operating in the second quarter of this year. So we'll give it a few months, and we should see the integration completed. And we're also going to be doing a joint marketing campaign with them to try to promote the use of Zen in Latin America. So that's really good news, and thank you to everyone for working that. So the other thing we have here is finally our Zencash coins came through. So these coins were a nice little incentive for people who participated in the logo contest. And we're also going to be, so now that we have a big bunch of them, we're going to be handing them out at conferences and to community members who are helping out. And we'll figure out a nice, efficient way to help the distribution of the coins. So Rolf right now is the master of the coins, and we'll be distributing those initially to people who participated in the logo contest.
Let me just jump in here real quick, Rob, and set up the video. We'll play the little 17-second video. I had nothing to do with actually creating these. It was Foundation and Rocket that worked together to get the design done, find out who could make them, get the pricing down, and get them shipped. They shipped them to me because it was easiest to ship them to me. And like you said, we're going to get them out to all the different folks, the ambassadors, the different conferences. And I figure by the end of 6 months, if the people who did the voting in the logo contest haven't picked them up from someone locally, we'll be able to send them out to them individually. But I had to do a quick little video when they showed up just so you could see what they actually look like. So here you go. Well, is YouTube failing us? There we go. So you can see they have a nice solid feel to them, nice front and back design, and I think everybody's going to be happy with these. Back to you, Rob.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to get some myself. So, okay, cool, guys. So we have a lot going on the development front. So we have 3 slides here to update you on. We'll start off with what we're doing on the core development. So we have actually some great guys who are refactoring our core code and just professionalizing it significantly. So they've implemented a layer to professionalize. One of the most important things that we ever do on core here is when we implement software upgrades that result in hard forks, we need to make sure that we're doing this as professionally as possible. And that's what these guys have been working on, is just setting up the functionality in the code so that when we do hard forks, we can handle them professionally. Also, so on Mac OS, we've migrated now. We don't have any dependencies on the GNU-net compiler, the GCC5, and now they've switched it over to C-Line compiler. And testing, really importantly here, actually, 6 upstream version updates from Zcash. So these were upstream version upgrades that we've been sitting on for a bit because we had a lot of other stuff going on. But so the core development team here has already done the upstream integrations, and now they're testing them on our DevNet. So once the testing of DevNet is good and we make sure that everything is stable, then we'll be pushing that over to testnet for broader community testing. And then once everything's good there, we'll obviously merge that to master and get that onto mainnet. So we also have a variety of wallet projects ongoing. So you guys know and love our two flagship wallets right now, the Swing and the Horizen. But we also have another project that's ongoing. It's kind of creating a consistent user experience, look and feel across our desktop to include full node and light client, a web wallet, and a mobile wallet. So what you see here on the right is a mock-up of the new mobile wallet that's in development right now. So there's a whole bunch of work that's going into this, and the team started with documentation and libraries that are going to support the wallet development and support all of our wallets, and just doing some basic brainstorming on database design. And they're at the point now where we're going to start the development on the new products, and it's looking like these will require 6 sprints of about 2 weeks each. So in about 3 months, you should see these products being released. So also the core team has been working on a secure node system version 2 upgrade, and the spec is near completion there. And the really important thing about the second version of the secure node system is that the tracking and the payments are going to be done on chain. Okay, so this is going to be a really nice architectural improvement to the system right now that's already out and functioning and operating. So moving right along to the second development slide here is there have been some users who have noticed we had some wallet issues over the last couple weeks. And what was going on was actually deserialization from disk. So there was a bit of an issue between hash that was being propagated on the network and the hash that was being read from disk. And the team, Alberto, Chronic, and Pierre, and the other guys did an awesome job triaging the issue and finding exactly where in the software the issue was coming from. And they already fixed it. And the patch has gone from PR, where it was merged, the commit was merged to master. And Chronic just did a new version release today, which is really awesome. So there's a few things in the new version release that are pretty cool that the guys added. So one thing that just popped out at me that I personally love, and it was kind of it's just an aesthetic thing, but we have our new logo now in ZenD. So that's really cool. You can see the image here. But the important thing fixing this wallet issue was that block reindexing issue was solved, and we're going to have binaries released and Swing Wallet released in the near future. But for now, those that want to actually compile their own wallets, if it's a real issue for you and you're a power user of the system, you can go to our GitHub and grab the most recent release, version 2.0.11. Okay, so some other things that went in there were list unspent is now differentiating between Coinbase transactions, and we have a Z-Shield Coinbase command that was added to ZenD. So these are really important things for exchange operators. So what happens is that people sometimes erroneously mine their Zen to their exchange account, to their exchange address. And what happens there is a nuance of our system is that Coinbase transactions or Coinbase UTXO need to first be shielded and then unshielded before they can be spent. Well, now to support exchanges, we've implemented these two functions that are extremely valuable for them. Let's see. So Mac OS High Sierra build compatibility was fixed. We had a bit of an issue there, and auto deprecation block was updated. So version 2.0.10-1 will shut down automatically around April 10th. So people should be upgrading their software, and you'll find out if you haven't upgraded it that there'll be an issue there. So an updated swing releases will follow shortly. So moving along to the third development slide is, you guys, this is really exciting for me, is we've published the new website. So the team, the web dev team and our marketing team and content creators have been putting a ton of work into this website. And I have to say the website is really awesome. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Everyone listening to this call, please go check it out, zencash.com, and just enjoy the new look and feel and the new content that's been put on there. It was very carefully curated, and I think it looks awesome. So we also have the tipping bot for the community that's still in testing. So that'll be a nice, cool feature to get more interactive engagement in the community. So it's on Discord right now, being tested, and I've used it. It's pretty cool. It's fun getting tips and sending tips to people. So hopefully that'll be a nice little feature for the community to have fun with. We are improving our mining software. It's actually being rewritten right now. So starting off with Zenomp, which is the dominant pool software for the system, that's actually being improved with some big efficiency gains, we hope, out of that. And Rolf, I know you were talking about getting some other more decentralized pool software potentially out there.
Yeah, one of the mining pools that I use on other cryptocurrencies is P2Pool, which is actually a very distributed mining pool system. So you can actually run your own small node and a piece of P2Pool. So so we're going to be looking at doing that for Zencash.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So these improvements, I think, are going to have a big impact in the long term. So especially because we know we have to decentralize our mining. We don't want these, consolidation that could potentially, have issues in the future. So also the team, Mac has been leading this effort. Mac and Gustavo and the guys, a whole bunch of other people helping out with our Zen Help configuration. So Zen Help, now everyone, please check out zenhelp.zencash.com so that we can have more eyes and hands on some community testing. So what we're doing, which I think is a really big deal, is that we are implementing our own customer support system that includes a ticketing system, knowledge base where ticket issues that are commonly recurring are going to feed into the knowledge base. We have people putting together documentation for it right now, and the documentation is going to be a really rich set of documentation with user guides to different functionalities that people have been having issues with, video tutorials and things like that, and just having the ability where we're going to be the first cryptocurrency where if you have an issue, you can talk to a human being and not just be stuck, hoping that someone's going to reply to you in a forum or some other, chat tool. So I think that's really awesome. And the more help we have testing this, the better. So please check it out. We've also now our mandate for usability, where we want Zen to actually be a very massively useful cryptocurrency, is taking us in a bunch of different directions. But one direction that I'm very excited to talk about is we've actually started OpenBazaar integration. So guys, please check out OpenBazaar. It is an awesome kind of peer-to-peer version of eBay that runs on blockchain. So, and these guys are just really committed to, free and open commerce with anyone in the world. So we're extremely excited to be integrating Zen into that service so that we can actually be, useful to people that want to buy goods and services from each other in a peer-to-peer fashion. Now, there should be a drum roll here, but the Ledger team, our Ledger team has done an awesome job, and they have put in so much work to work through this integration. So it's been something that kind of a hot on everyone's radar for a while now of when are we going to get Zen integrated into a hardware wallet. Well, we chose the Ledger wallet, and there was a whole bunch of technical challenges to get Zen integrated in there. But what I can happily announce right now is that the team has been able to actually send and receive Zen from Ledger. So everything looks like it's going really well. Now they're working through some last minute just kind of review and testing to make sure that everything is good in the code. And then once they're satisfied with that, we'll be pushing the PR to the Ledger community and to the Ledger dev team. And then hopefully they could merge that in.
Rob, if I could jump in here, I got an update this morning on this. So there's one version of sending to multi-sig that's working, and there's still one version of sending to multi-sig that's not working. So the team's working on the pay to script hash function still. So when we push it to more to production, we have to make sure that every single use case and edge case is working. So we're going to be testing it for a while, so we don't have a date on when it's going to be available. But I completely agree with you. This is huge that we're able to send and receive and to do lots of different functions with the Ledger hardware wallet. And I'm going to add on here for other hardware wallet implementations. So we have engaged a consulting team to write the MicroPython code that goes with the Trezor Model T. The existing Trezor, we talked to them, and it's going to be difficult to work to get any support on the existing Trezor or the same code which is used on KeepKey. But so all new development, they're directing towards the Trezor Model T, which I think is shipping here in a week or two. So we're actively working to integrate Zencash into that. There's other hardware wallets that we're looking to develop for as well. For example, the OpenDime Cold Card is available for pre-order. They're going to be a MicroPython implementation, and we're looking for recommendations from the community for other hardware wallets that y'all know about that are either in production or in development that we can make sure we get Zencash onto as well. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, no, I think this is awesome. So yeah, thanks for that additional update. So let's see, is Alan online to give the secure node update as usual?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Have at it.
A few things with the secure nodes, where we have set up a claim form in the help desk to be able to make a payment claims for missed claims due to like phantom downtimes or other general server issues that happened during the month of December. So we've limited it for right now so that we can kind of work through the claim system, refine it, and be sure that we have a decent process in place as we go through each of the different claims that are submitted. Along with that, we have been working on a API update, so that should be coming out soon, along with changes to the server to be able to scale kind of to the next level. We've got some functionality with challenges that's changing on the server side. And we're just continuing working on with the secure nodes and refining the processes on the back end, working through the enforcing the tracker versions, which went out last week. There's still some old versions that are out there, and there's been an enforcement for the 0.2.1 that you better check the nodes if you're a node operator to be sure that you're running the latest version, because the old versions are no longer eligible for payments. And we've got over 7,100 nodes registered now and keep growing. Back to you, Rob.
Yeah, that's awesome. 7,100 nodes already. So the network is growing quite rapidly. This is great news. Okay, so the next thing that we had was we have a whole bunch of R&D items that we're doing. So we're not just trying to do You are. I guess what I should say is we have a deep commitment to both, quality engineering today, but also making sure that we're thinking about and developing products that we'll need to be competitive, years into the future. Okay, so some of the things that we have ongoing, like one of the big things is our treasury system. And the treasury system is the protocol level voting system that we talked about, or we've been talking about for months now. The one that we had officially on contract with IOHK starting in January. What we were thinking was we would actually get a prototype delivery about mid-year, probably the end of the second quarter. But it turns out that they're actually way ahead of schedule. So this is really good news. And right now they're actually testing their prototype. So there's a voting epic voting epic in progress right now, and they're stressing the system with a range of theoretical number of voting members. So they're testing it from 1,000 people voting on the system to 10,000 people up to 100,000 people right now that are concurrently voting. So this is really exciting news. And I highly recommend, if you guys haven't been tracking what we're doing on this project and what it's all about, please do, because it's really exciting, and I think is going to put our project into the forefront of the technology for any of these kind of voting and governance systems out there. So the other thing that we're looking at is this scaling protocol. So the scaling protocol, I actually just gave a talk in Cambridge about the implementation that we're investigating called Spectre, which is a DAG protocol, and that I think is an extremely exciting one. So we're starting with validating the math proofs, but then there's actually another protocol called Phantom that we're also evaluating in parallel. So Phantom is kind of a trade-off upgrade from Spectre. The trade-off is Spectre is a massively high throughput cryptocurrency-based system where you can just get a lot of transactions in a short period of time. But it's not very conducive with that DAG structure for smart contracting. So the Phantom protocol that we're also evaluating has a bit of a trade-off where they slow down the transactions a bit, but it becomes more compatible for smart contracting. So we're evaluating both of those, including some other solutions in terms of parameter changes and off-chain scaling ideas. So more to come on that in the future. Two other projects that have been on a roadmap for some time now that we're starting to actively make some progress on. Zen Hide, which is our domain fronting solution here, where we want to make sure that people that are in different parts of the world that may not have the same access to free and open internet to be able to join our network could actually do so through our system, where their connections to our network could be a bit obfuscated, where it looks like they're connecting to something a little bit different, maybe like an AWS server, for instance. Okay, so that's pretty cool. The team's actually completed draft specs. I know they were evaluating a few different solutions. So they're right now working on a proof of concept, which is in progress. And what we're going to do is we're going to refine the documentation. And once we really solidify the spec and the proof of concept, then we're going to be releasing a white paper on this to the community, which will be nice for everyone to see exactly what we're going to be building. The other thing, which is a really big project that it goes to our original mandate for, we're all about messaging media and transactions, but this is the media part of it, where what we're doing is we know that we have a huge node network, which is a major asset for the project, 7,100 nodes right now, and now we're thinking, what can we do with the nodes to make the whole system more useful, right? Useful for users, useful for node operators. And one solution that we had here was we'll build our own publishing network on top of the node architecture. And what we're doing is just going to be a distributed file storage system, kind of like a decentralized Dropbox, or say like a Filecoin or Sia Coin, right? Or Storage.j. So there's a bunch of other projects that are doing this stuff, but that's all they're doing. So we're doing something that's a major project like that, but on our own network to just significantly increase the value of the system. And importantly, this could be another revenue source now for our node operators, depending on how the economics of the system work out. But if you're doing more work, there should be other income earning potential. So this is, I think, a really fun and exciting project as well. So the team's actually drafting specs for it. And the same deal that we have with Zen Hide is once the specs are agreed upon and we have kind of a proof of concept mapped out, then we'll release that white paper as well to the community. All right, so that's it on the development and the R&D front. So, Laura, are you available to talk about marketing?
I am. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, perfect. Hello, everybody. We had already had it mentioned that the new website launches today, but that's really the big news. We're really excited and really proud of it. There's just so much more to see in it now. It's a fully functioning site, whereas the previous one was part of the rebrand. It was just a soft launch. So there's a ton more resources, features, real-time stats. It's just really phenomenal and it looks great. So the campaign for the new website is launching today. It's going to be on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit. We just really want everyone to share it, help us promote it, check it out, enjoy it. We're really excited about it. It's zencash.com, of course. And moving on, we have a few ads that have gone out, a couple of print, a couple of digital. The Why Bitcoin full page ad and feature article has been submitted. This is a magazine print ad. Zencash is also being featured in a new book that's sold on Amazon. It's called Cryptocurrency Catalog. It's basically a compilation of all cryptocurrencies and is a kind of a guide for newbies. And we're really proud to be featured in it. So definitely check that out. Also, Zen is a part of the Crypto Investor Show in London. And this is really cool. There's a little graphic of it, but Zen will be featured in an ad in the London Underground Tunnel, as well as in a video banner showing the 10-second version of the new What is Zen video. You can check out that 10-second video at any time on YouTube or on the new website. Further, Rolf Versluis, sorry, I've been trying to pronounce that all day, so I'm so sorry if I butchered it.
It's not a big deal.
Okay. I have a tough last name too, so I get it. Will be part of a Reddit AMA. And the AMA with Rob went so well. So we're putting Rolf to the test and we know that he's going to do an incredible job. So that's really cool. You can ask him anything next Wednesday, February 28th. It'll be on Reddit. I believe it is at 5 p.m. Eastern. We also have the community poll launching today, and we really want to hear which roadmap and upcoming project you're the most excited about. So please let us know through our Twitter poll. It'll be posting today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So check that out, give your input. We always love hearing about it. And our social media presence is still growing. It continues to grow. So check us out at Zencash Official on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever you can. And yeah, that's about it for now, but really good stuff going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren.
Sure.
So next up, we have our country lead updates. So the first one up is the Russian Eastern European market. David is actually out in a conference in Moscow right now representing us, and we have Alex on board here. So Alex, do you want to dive in here?
Hey, yeah, absolutely. So I guess it's my first time on the Bi-Weekly, so I have to introduce myself. Some of you might already know me. I try to be active on social channels. I go by Alex or Alex Z. I'm now a Russian guy, helping David. So basically, we had a really big conference today in Moscow. It had way more than 1,000 people. I actually brought my visit cards with me, and I only brought 100, and all of them were gone. So I think our booth was really popular. Right now, David is giving a speech at the after party at the gala. So it's basically after party for VIPs and speakers, so kind of closed party. So yeah, and actually we had really a lot of connections, I have to say, and really cool ideas thrown around. And I hope that when I follow them up, that will be fruitful, and it's really exciting. Okay, so we're also doing Facebook, Russian Facebook, and Russian Twitter. So right now what we're doing is basically just translating English stuff to Russian, and so far it seems to be effective. And we also started building our Vkontakte page, and Vkontakte is just a really popular Russian version of Facebook. Very few people in Russia actually use Facebook. Most of us use Vkontakte. So I actually don't know about Turkey. I guess you'll shim in on that. And also Wikipedia is an old idea David and I had. And the problem with Wikipedia was that Wikipedia is really academic, and they require certain kind of acknowledgement to actually publish an article about Zen. So we can't really do that ourselves. It more has to do with actual wiki community just approving of Zen. And now that we are old enough, I guess, and we have some references, we have enough for an article, and it's being translated to Spanish, and I guess I'll also translate it to Russian as well. Oh, and also one more thing from my side is I kind of trying to do the integration of Zen into different web shops. So we started with WooCommerce plugin. Someone from the community asked for it, and we are delivering that. So yeah, that's it from me.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Alex. So on the same slide, you can see the Turkey updates. So Saeed heads up the Turkey market for us, but he's actually located in the US. So it's really important to have a guy on the ground in Turkey. And we just got Ahmet join the team. So that's really good news for us. He's going to be managing the Zen presence on social media and approaching Turkish exchanges. So that's a really big push for us on the business development side. Is we want, number one, we need exchange listings all around the world, and our big mission right now is to get on every single cryptocurrency exchange around the world. So it's great that our country teams are taking lead on exchanges within their region. So I know Saeed already has some leads there. Hopefully more to come in the near future. And Alex, that I think this is awesome. This whole bonus point that you mentioned about Zen Cash on Wikipedia, and it's just cool that the project has grown sufficiently now, where we have some history, some heritage, and the Wikipedia community approved us to have our own page up there. So, moving along, let's see the German Central European market. Arno, are you available to give your update?
Yes, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. Hello and greetings from the Bosch Hackathon. I'm live here in Berlin right now. Currently, we're working on a supply chain documentation based on the SendChat messaging. It is on the main chain. We are creating a platform for anonymous customer-focused market system. Our project team name is ZooRob, and tomorrow we have the final pitch, which I am the one who is giving it, so I have to prepare the slides for tomorrow. Wish us luck and success. I hope we will take the prize home. Yeah, this first of all. Then besides this, I just want to shout out that I'm looking for some new representatives, especially from Netherlands, Swiss, Austria, France, and Belgium. So if you want to establish Zencash in your country, please contact me via email, arno@zenSystem.io. There you can find me as Mr. Sibo. And the short last points are about the German market, where right now the community is talking about some 3D printing project. I also found, I think in my eyes, a big forum or news platform where we might think about the competition, which is sponsored by Zencash. And just to grab the last point from the previous slide, yes, we have a bounty for the Wikipedia English translation to German. Just contact me, and then I think it's an easy task. So get your Zen, and that's all from my side.
Cool, thanks, Arno. Angie, are you available to talk about the Latin American market? I know you guys have put together some really cool video footage from Anarchapulco. So that was really cool. You guys rocked that conference.
Hey guys, yes, I am. Well, it was a crazy week, the last one. We had a ton of fun at Acapulco. For those of you who don't know the event, this event taking place in Acapulco, beach of Mexico, and actually I was super surprised. I mean, there was, I believe, over 3,000 people in there. The room was huge, and I mean, a lot of conferences about freedom and anarchism and a lot of different kind of crazy topics, but it was great. Last day we were there in Cryptopia, where the conference were kind of like focused, of course, in the whole crypto space. So we were there supporting people and talking to people. We had our Zencash booth, as you can see, the gifts that we made. So there was a lot of people that already knew us, and it was super nice to talk to people. And hey, I run a secure node. Hey, I'm a miner of Zencash. So we were kind of like super happy about it, and a lot of good things came out of the event. So we're kind of like super happy that we were there. So what else? Well, thanks for all the love and support. Really, it was amazing. We kind of like felt all the support from you guys, from the people there. So it was quite an amazing event to attend to. We had our shirts and the Zen giveaway contest. We already announced the winners in our Latin America Facebook page. Congratulations to the 6 winners that got some Zen. Some of them already have them, and they're like kind of like super happy. So it was kind of like a cool strategy to boost our likes on Facebook. As you can see there, we reached over 5,000 people. So it was kind of like amazing to organically improve our presence in Latin America. So a lot of people participated, and we were kind of like super cool with that. What else? Well, of course, networking road for future events. We met a lot of people, a lot of potential business partners, so it was great. And what else? We will be having some news of the Monterey meetup taking place on March 15, coming soon. And also next week, we're going to be attending to BlockTech, which is kind of like a small event of blockchain and crypto in Tec de Monterrey University. So in February 28th, and we will be there. So I think that's it from our side. And thank you all, guys, again for the lovely support that you gave us.
Oh, thank you very much, Angie. And I have to say, these conferences, there's so much work that goes into it, from the planning, the strategic decisions of which ones to support, and then all of the logistical and just hard work that goes into making it a success. And the level of professionalization that we have now, especially with what you've seen from Angie and the videos and stuff that came out of that, it's a whole new level. So it's really cool. And it's nice that we're actually getting out there in the field. I think it's a really important part to get the project better known. So, okay. So Rowan, you're up on the business development in the UK market update.
Sure. So first off, on the UK side of things, we sponsored the blockchain meetup at Edinburgh Uni on Friday just past. I attended alongside Mac and Charles Hoskinson, and one of his professors from IOHK did a really detailed presentation on scaling and DAO and treasury systems to around about 130 people. And they both threw in quite a few references to the work they're doing for us here at Zencash. Moving on to the BD front, the business development front. Frustratingly, I can't actually talk about a lot of the work that I've been doing for Zen over the past few weeks, which I know does sound a little bit secret squirrel and strange, but with non-disclosure agreements in force, that's just the way it has to be for now. But what I can tell you is that as a division, the BD team are working to improve liquidity, first and foremost, through exchange listings primarily, and also looking to improve our usability and storability through wallet integrations. So that's kind of the top priorities that we're working on at the moment. Hopefully, I can tell you guys something a little bit more specific this time at the next bi-weekly. Looking a little bit further afield at the organization as a whole, we're actively looking to expand our presence in Asia. And to help us kind of kick this off, we're currently looking to recruit country leads for both China and Korea. So we see both of those countries as being huge potential marketplaces for Zencash, and a massive area we need to kind of put a big push on moving forward with. So to give you an idea of the type of people we're looking to attract, we need people that are driven and passionate about both privacy and crypto, as well as having a good, strong business acumen and a kind of natural ability to lead. So if that sounds like you or anybody you know, please feel free to reach out to myself, rowan@zencash.com, and I'll hopefully hear from some of you sometime soon. That's all from me for just now. Back to you, Rob.
Awesome. Thanks, Rowan. It sounds like that whole NDA thing is a convenient excuse, but thanks for me.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Next up is Luca in Italy.
Hello, ciao Robert. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes.
Ciao, Luca. Come stai? Yeah, you sound good.
Wow, your Italian is really good, man. So before starting, I wanted to say a big thank you to Alex from Russia. First time we can hear him on the call, but he's always working on the background, and he's doing a great job. So thank you, Alex, for that, and personally, thank you for all your help with me. Passing to the Italian market activities of the last 2 weeks. So the localization is going on. Feel free to continue following us on the blog articles. We are doing. I'm doing the best to localize everything, not only the blog articles, also the website, of course, which just came out. The new website is already entirely translated, so you cannot get it already live, because we have to update the contents to let you enjoy it also in Italian. But it's already fully updated, fully translated in Italian. Sorry, as well as we will also try to have the Wikipedia page in Italian, which I think is really cool. But as Alex, I believe, was saying, it's really hard to get the translation because you need the sources and so on. So it will be quite a long story. So moving to the numbers, I'm registering, I'm recording a lot of new mentions on the Italian Facebook groups. Which is good, even if sometimes these comments are bad and rude, but it's always a good opportunity, I believe, to jump into the conversation and try to understand why people maybe say so, and maybe trying to change their mind. So I think it's always a good opportunity to engage the community. Marketing collaterals are being shared, and that is also why I'm putting a lot of efforts in producing new marketing collateral. So you probably already saw the Wealth case study. I'm producing a case study also on the Crypto Investor Show, which is selling tickets for Zen, and the Italian artist, which is now accepting Zen Cash as a payment method. Not only these, of course, but also a lot of other marketing collaterals that I hope you will enjoy. Then, other two interesting things are that I got in contact with a journalist from a very, very famous TV show that I cannot mention, but it would be awesome if I get the chance to be interviewed, because they always have about the 20% of share. Every week they go live on television, and the audience is always between 10 and 15 millions. So it would be a super big advertisement for us. I'm working on it. The journalist is interested about the crypto world and selecting the people to interview and stuff like that. So hopefully it will be something that we can do. And finally, next week I will kick off a project with some people here in Italy. I called it Zen Cash Valley. This because we have a Bitcoin Valley in Italy. It's in a city of 10,000 inhabitants. Basically, there you can buy everything with Bitcoin. You can go to the barber shop. You can go anywhere to the supermarket and buy with Bitcoin. What I would like to do is basically creating a Zencash Valley. So the same in another town near where I live, involving all the merchants here in a project where basically every merchant will be incentivized by copying each other, by copying its own competitors, and in adopting the cryptocurrency Zencash as a payment method. So hopefully it will be something welcome here. Of course, it will require a lot of time, and they will have to involve also other people. It's pretty an ambitious project, but I hope to see results very soon. That's all for me, Robert.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Luca. I can't wait to visit Zencash Valley myself. That's great. That's really cool. So, okay, guys. So the Japanese market is up next. I don't believe Taiga or Sebastian are online right now because the time zone differences in Japan are just too great. but they're working hard and they have some upcoming meetups. So one big theme here is for a new team and propagating Zen in a different country. The first thing is we have to get out there, right? We need infrastructure with social media, and then we need to actually get out to events. So they've been attending a fintech meetup in Tokyo, or will be on the 28th. And the title there is Crypto Casinos versus Crypto Banks. So that would be an interesting one to get the attendance and maybe some presence there. Another blockchain meetup in Tokyo on the 13th of March, they'll be attending. So the meetups just allow them to do a lightning talk about any blockchain related topic. And they're thinking about maybe talking about DAGs. So they could talk about our potential Spectre or Phantom implementation. So other activities now on this global push for liquidity. It's great to see that the Japanese team is as well contacting and actively trying to work with local cryptocurrency exchanges. So hopefully we can have some good news there in the near future, and working with actually getting these guys into a room and doing some face-to-face meetings. So that's always, I think, the best way to do business with people if you can. So also working on a Japanese user guide for the OKEx platform, which we have already been listed on. So, okay, guys. So next up, we have the Africa or Kenya market. So Hugh, I believe you're online. Do you want to take it?
Let's see. I don't think we can hear Hugh if he is online.
Hello, Rob.
There you are. Perfect.
Yeah, you're able to hear me?
You're good.
Yeah, okay. Just thank you, guys. Hope you are having a great day. I'm just going to present about the African market, and a good job to the marketing team and the team at large. A lot of comments back from Kenya. So we were well presented at the Edge of Cryptocurrency breakfast meeting, and also we are looking for a possible partnership with iLab Africa. I think I mentioned to you, Rob, it's a research on technology and information, and mostly they're interested in blockchain technology. So hopefully Zencash will be the first one. And also I'll be attending, that is on tomorrow, Chama Pesa, which is a blockchain meetup, just to share a bit of insights about Zencash. And then also on the 23rd, there'll be the Nairobi blockchain meetup. Also, I'll be attending that. And then on the 25th, we have Nairobi cryptocurrency traders and investment seminar on 25th. So we're looking for possible African exchange traders. So looking out there to put a word on Zencash, and more to come from Africa. And also social media presence is good. I'm having a lot of questions regarding the Zencash wallet and how to install the wallets. So this is good feedback from the Kenyan market. That's all from my side.
Well, thank you, Hugh. That sounds great. Especially, like we talked about, I'm very interested in potential R&D relationship with iLab and the university.
Yeah.
So that would be great. Okay. Well, next up here, the next slide is just recapping the past events and conferences that we've been supporting, which is such a big part of the project, getting out there in person. So, Angie already talked about her and Ruben were at Anarchapulco, which is really a huge conference with a great target market for us. I was in Cambridge a couple days ago giving a talk about DAGs and our Spectre protocol in particular with Rosario, and David and Alex, like they mentioned, are at the Global FinTech and Blockchain Forum in Moscow, another huge conference for us. So that's some great exposure just in the last 2 weeks. Now, upcoming in the next couple of weeks, we have Crypto Assets Conference in Frankfurt on the 26th and 27th, where I'll be doing a couple talks. Arno's going to be talking, and we're going to have a solid Zencash presence there with the German team, and some of our other guys in the local area are going to come and join us. And I'll also be at the Crypto Investor Show in London on March 10th, so you can buy your ticket in Zen, actually, to attend the event. So thanks, Rowan, for that. That's some pretty good BD when you get us that kind of level of exposure. So that's pretty cool. And then on March 14th, we have the Front Range Cryptocurrency Mining in Colorado. I believe, Rolf, you're going to be attending that?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be doing it by video like I did with the with the Winnipeg mining meetups. Sometimes it's easier for me just to do a remote presentation.
Very good. Okay, well, awesome, guys. I think that actually covers about everything that we had prepared. So why don't we do the usual Q&A double team, Rolf, and see what's going on here.
Yeah, I actually wrote down questions on the YouTube live stream while people were asking, and we had a chance to answer some of them during the course of the presentation. Let's see. The first one that we've got is iOS wallet. When are we going to see a wallet on iPhones? Can you take that one, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. So the iOS wallet is going to be coming with the what do I say? The work that Nicole is doing. So we have a six sprint development timeline there, 2 weeks per sprint, and then it's just a question of whether or not we're going to be releasing the Android and iOS wallet together. But it's definitely being worked on. In fact, Kendrick already put together some iOS code. It's just really a kind of a strategic decision on when to release it to the market and which version. So, but for sure we'll have that.
Excellent. I'll take the next one, which was a question on domain fronting. And you talked about it a little bit during the presentation, but I want to expand on it a little bit. Domain fronting is the ability for us to provide access to the Zencash blockchain for everybody all around the world. Imagine that if you're in a country that has a extremely large country-level firewall that blocks access to Bitcoin, and because of that, you still want to use cryptocurrencies, and you think you probably need to use cryptocurrencies that have privacy. We want to make sure that we're able to extend access to people in those types of countries. So domain fronting is a obfuscation technique which uses a content distribution network. So to the large firewall, it looks like you're accessing a website like Google or Amazon or something like that, which is hosted by a content distribution network. And then within the head of the encapsulated HTTPS, you're actually redirected to a different website, which is what we want in this case. And the initial work, we've got our development team working on it, and just like a lot of our other development, we encourage people from the community to test and contribute and do other things with ideas. So we have a domain fronting channel under development. And right now it's looking like the way to do this the best is to put a helper application on your node that will encapsulate the HTTPS and listen probably on port 443. And then we would do something similar on the wallet side, and we would have content distribution network that the Zencash team would put in place to be able to redirect to these types of nodes. So that's where we're at now. We're working through and testing and doing further things on it, but we really want to be able to extend Zencash to everyone all over the world. Let's see. I'll toss one your way, Rob. More exchanges. People always ask about the more popular exchanges, how to get on those, what we're doing to get on those. And personally, I have trouble signing up for some exchanges. Like I wanted to sign up for Binance and I couldn't, so I went over to the new KuCoin exchange. But there's exchanges all over the world, and Rowan addressed some of those with the agreements having NDAs. But if you could talk more about what we're doing on the exchange integration front, that would be great.
For sure. So I think there'll be some pleasant surprises in the community, just in the sense that now that we're post reorg and we're actually have a structured business development division, we're really accelerating these efforts significantly. So we already have a handful of exchanges that we've been talking to, just kind of in the first round. But now I think the key difference is we've just professionalized our BD, and we have guys that are just dedicated to going out there every single day and building these relationships and closing deals. So unfortunately, because of the way these things work, and the fact that we just don't like to hype things before we actually deliver, we're really not going to be able to talk about deals that are pending or in the works. And it'll be more of a, we can talk about it once the deal is actually signed and closed and we're ready to release and list. So
Excellent.
There's
And to add on to that, actually, we could actually possibly use some help from the community. Really want to get onto BitShares, and the way I understand BitShares, I've been using it a little bit lately, is that you really need to get onto something like Open Ledger or Rudex in Russia. There's a distributed exchange called CryptoBridge that runs on the BitShares system, and it would be great to have Zencash ability to trade on BitShares. I know that I would work to help make a market on that, just like I'm working to help make a market on BISC as well. And that applies to everybody who wants to support the exchanges and adding new exchanges. If y'all can go out and help make a market, that would be wonderful. And that means just putting some Zencash up for sale, putting some being ready and willing to buy some Zencash. You might even be able to make a little bit of money doing that if you figure out a trading range and sell a little Zencash at the top and buy a little bit at the bottom. But that would help all of us.
Totally. Yeah, I'm also a really big fan of BitShares, so that would be great to get that one. So a question from Pistu was about why the new website just doesn't go directly to zencash.com. It redirects you to zensystem.io. Well, I mean, this is really, we could have done it either way, but I think that zensystem.io just describes really what we're all about more than just Zencash. Is we're building a whole platform and a whole system here, right? Zencash is our currency. It's kind of the fuel for all of the different things that we're building, but it's not the complete system. So this is something we've been talking about, ever since the beginning of what do we call ourselves? How do we do the branding? But really, you can see where the project is heading now is we are much more than just a cryptocurrency.
Well, and I'm going to take the opposite view on that one, and we maybe need to get some information from search engine optimization experts, because it might be better to actually have it be on Zencash if we're trying to optimize search engine optimization for the word Zencash. I think going to a zencash.com probably works better than a redirect to zensystem.io. So maybe we can get some, talk to some experts on what's going to get us findable the most by people that are looking for Zencash. I know someone typed in one of the comments or questions that we're not yet on the Google automatic search yet because there's not enough people searching for us under Zencash. And then a quickie here, feedback that people on the live stream want to be able to rewind to the beginning of the live stream and watch it from the beginning even while it's in progress. There's a few different settings on the live stream. One of them is to minimize latency, and I set it to minimize latency so that the different people that are calling in and contributing, if they're looking on the actual live stream, they'll see their slides update within a few seconds. If we want to enable the rewind functionality, I think it'll add a delay of probably 20 to 30 seconds on the YouTube live stream. So we can go either way, and I'll take more feedback on that for the next few weeks. Rob, have you seen? Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a question here from Mike about has the Zen devs team taken a look at the Zcash Jub protocol? So, I mean, cursory look, yes, absolutely, but we actually haven't done a deep dive on it ourselves to look at what implementation would entail. So, but it's certainly on our radar.
And one of the things that I thought about when we were talking from the different regional updates is really how important and useful attending conferences is. Alex mentioned that, and Angie mentioned that. You make so many different contacts, and things are enabled and happen when you have the face-to-face discussions. And so that's why we're looking for attending different events all over the world, and not necessarily making a huge splash at major events, but having a lot of mid-size events where we have a presence, where we have a booth, and we can have the face-to-face discussions that we can elaborate on what we are doing, what our goals are, who the people involved are, and having those discussions really, I think, helps the project quite a bit. So y'all are going to see more of those. And if there is an event that it looks like that we might not know about, that you know is a good event in your part of the world, please let us know so we can make sure we get some attendance on there. And I was personally looking at those little video clips of all the different swag that Angie and Ruben had there at Anarchapulco. I'm like, that's some nice stuff. We've really got some nice marketing material and some good stuff to hand out. And it sounds like from their experience, we need to actually print and create a lot more for all the future events that we go to.
So I don't see any of the questions. Do you have any, Rolf?
No. All right, so last chance on typing in some questions, and we can always, obviously, answer them on the Discord or on the Telegram. I know you spent a little bit more time on Telegram, Rob, and but get to the Discord as well, and I spent a little bit more time on Discord. So we'll save them for next time.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining in. We're just a minute over the hour mark, so I think that's pretty good on timing.
All right, well, talk to y'all later.
Yep. Take care.